In today's video, we are going to discuss Angleman Corner Boy, a tactic that completely changed the way I understand CQB, and hopefully it will open your eyes to new possibilities. If you are familiar with older tactics, it is a solution that answers the same problem as the high-low pie, but with a more versatile approach and many tricks to deal with a diverse range of situations. If we follow the concepts I've laid out in my previous videos, the angle of exposure and applying distance to the apex naturally brings the angleman to his position. When a person who has no work identifies that someone is set to pie an angle, they will move to the corner of that angle in anticipation of supporting the angleman. Now the obvious question is, why does he stand here? Why not move to support the angleman actively, instead of this passive position? If there are multiple people behind this cover, you wouldn't want to run out and fight them all at the same time. It is better to pie it out correctly and fight them one by one. If we put another man here, he will always lag behind the angleman, making it impossible for someone to actively engage targets at the same time. The other reason we stand here is that we are safely behind cover and can use our full attention to read the angleman's body language. Since we cannot see what he can, looking at his reactions will quickly give us the best information about what's over there. So focusing your attention on him will make you quicker to support him. So now that we understand the why, let's look at applications of this tactic. The most basic scenario is when you have no additional threats past your first blind corner. Here, the angleman will simply pie it out, while at the same time the corner boy will follow his progress, staying 1 meter off the angleman's line of fire. This spacing will allow the angleman to shoot without worry of clipping the corner boy. Once the whole area is clear, the angleman will check up. It is very important that before this happens, he makes sure to check seam to seam, ensuring he does not miss any threats due to the perspective of that narrow angle. If there is a single door on that inside wall, he can seamlessly continue his pie while shifting his focus to the threshold. As the corner boy, if the angleman steps far enough along his angle that you can see into it without impeding his movement, you can turn into the angle and become part of the working team. If the angleman sees 2 open doors, this is where we use something known as an angle release, due to the possibility of threats on both angles while he can only address one at a time. For this, he has 2 options. Either release the close angle with some form of nonverbal cue, or commit to it while the corner boy follows him around the corner and holds the far one. Neither is wrong, but my personal consideration for when to use which are to release the angle when you have enough space and commit to it when you don't. If during his initial pie, the angleman needs to retreat for whatever reason, the corner boy will cut off the angle. If the enemy then advances to push their perceived advantage, they will run into an ambush. From here, a distraction device can be deployed to regain the initiative and then work it again. But not every angle you pie is going to be an empty space. If there is a threat like an open door before the pie is completed, the angleman should release the angle. The corner boy will then take the inside angle, preferably from a crouch, while the angleman holds the threat on the outside. The corner boy will lose standoff, but will gain security on the other threat. If we switch the priorities to maintain standoff, the angleman is more likely to be exposed to deeper angles from the outside threat. Once the corner boy has established control on the inside angle, the angleman will then get closer in order to secure the outside threat from a better angle. Now that both of them are locking down their respective angles, we need a third man who is called the controller to come up and decide what the plan is. As for what a controller is and what they do, that is a topic for another video. One last detail I'll leave you with. The corner boy must check up his gun. This does 2 things for the angleman. It tells him that the corner boy has no plans of running into the angle, and it also clears all confusion regarding threats in the area. If the corner boy steps up to the corner and points his gun in a direction on the far side, this can easily cause the angleman to think he missed something while pieing, causing him to flinch before reassessing the cleared space, which in turn will cause the corner boy to cut off the angle if he is reading the angleman correctly. We then find ourselves in a huge mess, so checking up while the corner boy is supporting is very important. I hope you enjoyed this video on Angleman Corner Boy. It's one of my favorite tactics, and I hope you found this information useful. As always, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope you have a good one.